I wish tonight I had a message equal to your enthusiasm.
All right.
But I got to tell you the truth.
All right.
We reached a milestone
All right.
in our march toward liberation, and we've halted at the threshold of liberation, arguing nonsense,
All right.
doing nonsense things.
All right.
A few years ago, a brother out in the Midwest did a book called Why We Lose. Very few people read the book, and he borrowed against his pension to publish the book, and he still have most of the copies in his house. Very few black people dare to read the book. Why We Lose. As a journalist, I used to have a column called Misdirected Energy.
All right. All right.
How we put our energy in the wrong direction for wrong purposes.
All right.
The subject of my talk for tonight,
all right,
is freedom is not free.
All right.
Once you understand the nature of victory, you have to understand how to protect victory. And once you understand the value of time and energy and resources, you have to understand how to pull it together and make it protect you.
All right.
When you understand the nature of time, you don't waste time.
All right.
The golden age of African awareness, the golden age of a reawakening to ourselves was the 19th century. The golden age of struggle was not the 20th century, but the 19th century.
All right.
Struggle is the highest form of education.
All right.
We were educating ourselves through struggle.
All right.
And we were learning through struggle.
All right.
We've thrown the lesson away.
All right.
And misdirected our energies.
All right.
By not asking the right questions.
All right.
Now I am very unpopular in places where I used to be popular because I dare to ask some questions of popular people who I say are first-rate con men.
All right. All right. All right. Go ahead.
I dare to ask, what are you doing with your energy? What are you doing with your time and your resources?
All right.
What are other people doing? Why do other people with less time and less resources achieving more than you?
Uh-oh.
You've got 100 times more than the Japanese ever had.
Uh-oh. All right.
You got more land than they've ever seen.
All right. All right.
You got a greater potential than they ever had.
All right.
They don't have enough land to grow enough vegetables. And yet they're almost self-sustained in food. You got all the land available to you. And yet you buy most of your food from other people.
Uh-oh.
And lose most of the land through taxation that you could pay. You lost something. And when a people lose this thing, a container that I call nation, and when you lose nation, you lose more than land.
All right.
You use a concept of the mind.
All right.
Why do people come structure something away from their historical geography that you cannot do? Why then is it East Indian must come and run a store in your neighborhood and a Korean?
All right.
And you complain about a job
All right.
when you should own the store and the real estate. And if he owned the store, he should be renting from you.
All right. There you go. There you go.
All ethnic groups control at least the real estate
All right.
in their neighborhood.
All right.
You don't own the real estate in your neighborhood, and there was a time you could have bought up every boarded up house.
All right.
All they wanted you to do is to fix them up and put them back on the tax roll. And you didn't do it. Why can't you see yourself as the managers of great wealth?
All right. All right.
Until you manage the wealth producing resources of your neighborhood or your nation, you are not free.
All right.
When you are dependent on your former colonial master or your former slave master for the safety pin that holds your child's diaper together, you are not free.
All right.
To be a slave is not necessarily to be hungry.
All right.
A lot of people are hungry and they are not slaves.
All right.
To be a slave is not necessary to work hard.
All right.
A lot of people work hard and they are not slaves. To be a slave is not to be able to determine your own destiny.
All right.
Until you can close a door or close a community and say who goes here and on what terms, you have no sovereignty and you have no true freedom.
All right.
Now, what have you done with your time since we retreated from the golden age of nationalism in the 19th century? Let's look at that golden age of 19th century. Why did we do so much when we had nothing, not even basic freedom?
All right.
And why are we doing so less? Now we got all kind of freedom. We get lost in it.
All right.
We're killing each other. Where do we find all these guns? We don't make any of them. Where are we finding all this dope? We don't refine any of it. We don't own any of the equipment that takes the substance and makes it into dope. We don't control the borders that let it into the country. Why so easy to find? Because they control your mind, they control your body.
All right.
Give you the illusion.
Yes.
In the 19th century, we didn't think of ourselves as Caribbean people, African American people, and African people. All of us were African people.
All right. There you go. All right.
We didn't have our nose in the air thinking England was our motherland.
All right.
You fool, how can your slave master country be your motherland?
All right.
We didn't think that way.
No.
All of us knew that we had one motherland, it was Africa. And we reached out to each other. We joined each other's freedom movement. We pastored in each other's church. We realized there's no solution until there's a solution for all of us. But the historical spot of our beginning was Africa.
All right. All right.
We come to the 20th century. We do not study enough history of other people to understand how they succeeded.
All right.
The Japanese were put in concentration camps in the Second World War. They came out of concentration camps. They got all their property back. They got money. They got reparation. Not one march, not one leaflet, not one fist in the air. And all you know is you ain't got nothing.
All right. There you go. Talk to her.
What did they do?
All right.
In the so-called Holocaust, Jews got billions of dollars. Even the money to lay the basis for a piece of stolen property they called Israel. A land that never belonged to the Europeans.
All right.
But homeland. Homeland for who? If God promised anybody a homeland, they created the God that promised them the homeland and don't even worship that God anymore. God gave them some land. God gave some other people some land according to their folklore.
All right. All right.
Didn't give it to a European. The European claimed he'd be late and they came converted to the faith because he didn't want to get in the war between the Christians and the Arabs. So he chose another option. Then he chose the tradition that went with it. He don't relate to Jacob and Isaac and all those people. He was happy in Europe. They started kicking his butt. Then he said he wants a homeland. When they was financing Napoleon's army, Napoleon wanted to give him Palestine. You can have it, he said. They said, who wants to see your sand? Now, why other people are successful while you fail? Because you lost an essential ingredient.
All right.
An East Indian comes here with a concept of having come from a nation.
Right. There you go.
He has in his mind the formation of a geographical piece of land called a nation.
All right.
In this nation,
All right.
he has judges, juries,
All right.
counselors, good men, bad men.
All right.
Put it all together, it spells nation.
All right.
The concept of nation has been wiped from your mind. You don't know how Africans control nations before they took that out of your mind.